that was a great win, guys. Really proud of our team. Proud of just how they persevered and handled the adversity within the game. I thought they came ready. Georgia Tech is always incredibly difficult for us, and I just the way they competed all night was awesome. Defensively, they really set the tone for the ball game. Had 3 and outs against a team that's really hard to get 3 and outs against. Had a lot of guys play very well individually. They were averaging 311 yards rushing coming into this game, and we had them to 248, and I think about 50 of that came on that last drive. So just really, really proud of the performance that we had defensively. They're always going to make a few plays. They had one guy that got high that, Tim was just telling me the first guy ever to have a 100-yard rushing and receiving against Clemson. So, great performance by him. But again, we're happy to be 9-1. Proud of these guys offensively. A bunch of huge plays. Martavis Bryant was just awesome. The style of play that they played us with. We caught them in some pressures. Taj made a couple good checks that got the ball outside to number 1, and he finished the plays. And Sammy Watkins, another spectacular game. I think he set the school record today for 7 100-yard games in a season and had a couple touchdowns. So Taj Boyd was awesome. But really proud of our offensive line. At halftime, I wasn't real happy at halftime because we'd had some negative plays, and I just really felt like we needed to rush the ball better. In the second half, we really did a good job of that and finished with 100. I don't know. We didn't have much rushing yards at the half. But the second half, we really got it going. And I thought the OL took it over down the stretch. Mike Williams did a lot of good things. Cat hit his career goal. Proud of him. I thought the special teams, this was a very difficult game to prepare for from a special team standpoint because they did a lot of things, a lot of different formations, a lot of different looks. And our guys really did a great job in preparing for it and then executing the plan tonight. Had good coverage, good kicking game all night long, very sound, and then we won the turnover margin. And I thought that was a huge part of it as well. But the biggest thing is they responded all night long. They'd get a little momentum, our guys would respond, and they just kind of never let them really get fully back in the game. But we're 7-1 in the ACC, and I think that's the most ACC wins in a 2-year span here at Clemson. And I'm proud of our guys for again, just the consistency that they continue to show. We're probably playing our best football right now, which is what we need to be doing in the month of November. We've got a couple ball games left, and everybody will judge us on how we finish. And this bunch is very focused on trying to finish as strong as we possibly can and create the best postseason opportunity that we can have. Injury-wise, I think we came through the game pretty good. And it's good to have a weekend now. And now's our off weekend, the next couple of days. Staff's going to be off for a couple of days. They certainly deserve that. And our players will be off for a couple of days as well. And, it's good to get this win and enjoy the weekend. And we'll come back next week. Will be a special day. I hope it's just an incredible crowd. Senior day, military appreciation day, play in the Citadel. This senior bunch right here has been very special. Y'all know that. The Dandy Dozen. And, you see a lot of them guys out there tonight just making a bunch of plays. And what they've done at Clemson over their 5-year period, we got 10 scholarship seniors, and 9 of them are part of that Dandy Dozen. And then Darius is our one true senior. Man, it'll be a special day, a bittersweet day next week to see them play their last game in Death Valley. But proud of the team again. They were ready to play tonight. Great performance. And with that, I'll take your questions.
It's running through your mind as Taj is laying on the ground there in the third quarter?
No, ain't nothing wrong with him. That's what I'm saying. Get up, Taj. In my mind, I'm going, I know he's Superman. Ain't nothing wrong with him. No, I was, obviously your breath kind of goes away when you see a great player on the ground, anybody. But I knew when I got out there that he was okay. He was kind of just kind of catching his breath right there for a second. But he was okay. He had a little stinger. And, actually, when he wanted to get back in the game when he came back out. But I just felt like that it was a good opportunity for Cole. We got a lot of confidence in Cole, and I mean, he just took us right down and put points on the board, and then Chad comes in there and executed very well too. So I wasn't going to put him back in unless we had to, but he played a great football game, you know, and he needed that. And he's really, the last 3 weeks he's played great. He's had one bad game, and he was very eager. He prepared great for this game. He was very eager to get out and you know, have the national stage again. And I mean, he was phenomenal. I mean, those throws that he made were on the money. I mean, the guys did a great job of finishing the plays, but man, oh man, he throws a heck of a ball. Was very dialed in. He had a critical mistake on the interception where it should have been a give, just per our rules there. And you know, he got a little greedy, and it cost him. But he played a great football game tonight.
Can you explain the feeling of going the entire fourth quarter, not having to pull your hair out like you, I guess for the first time?
In this game?
In this game? Are you kidding? Y'all all know my history with this team. The first game we played them, when we lose by 3 points, you know, we had the holding call, hit Jacoby. Holding call, who was it on? You remember? Thomas Austin? Then we go up there the next year, and remember that? We lost by 3 again. We had the long pass to Jacoby, and holding call on who? Thomas Austin. And then we, you know, the championship game, you know, the 86-yard drive to win it. I think we lost by 4 in the championship game. We've had some battles with these cats, and you know, and then we go down there, what, in 11, and you know, 5 turnovers, and just, you know, this has been a tough team. But you know, last year and this year, I think our guys have really learned how to play against Georgia Tech, and you know, but it all goes back to, again, just doing the things that it takes to win games, and that's playing physical, winning at the line of scrimmage, taking care of the football, winning that turnover margin, having more big plays than the opponent, and you know, being sound in the special teams and not having a bunch of mental errors, and that's what our guys did tonight.
Coach, can you just talk about the level of preparedness your team seemed to have? You talk about the focus, and Taj really wanted this, and this team really seemed to live up to what you were saying all week, that they have a lot to play for, they're dialed in and ready to go.
Again, been one of the most consistent teams in the country for the last 3 years. And I guess this was our 17th win in a row by double digits versus unranked teams. So, you know, that's not easy to do. And the reason that has been the case is there's a mentality in our program. There's great leadership within our guys, and they prepare the right way. You know, if you're never going to be a great program if one big win or one big loss affects you. You know, you have to have the ability and the mentality to move on to the next game, regardless of, you know, the excitement or the disappointment, if you're really going to be a consistent program. And, you know, these guys, again, have just bought into that. They think the right way. You know, they believe they can win every week, regardless of who we play or where we play or when we play. And, you know, they play like a family. These guys care about each other, and very coachable group. You know, we're far from perfect, but, you know, they're a fun group to be around every day, and I, you know, I'm just proud of them. I mean, that's 3 good wins in a row. And, you know, we're not, like I said, 9-1. We got a chance to get to 10 wins next week. That'd be 3 years in a row. I remember in 11 when we won 10 games for the first time in 20-something years. You know, and everybody was just, oh, that's great, 110. I'm like, well, that's great, but we got to do it. We got to put 3, 4, 5, 6 of those type years together if we're going to be a nationally relevant program. And, you know, if we can beat the Citadel next week, that'd be 3 years in a row, 10-plus wins. And, you know, so these guys are well on track to being the type of program that we want to have. You know, we don't want to just be a good team. We want to be a great program, a consistent program. You know, that's where we are.
You mentioned learning how to play these guys. Did that show on defense tonight? It looked like you guys, for the most part, were a lot more disciplined.
Oh, we were.
Defensively.
We're a better defense this year right now than we were when we played them last year. And we've been better. That's the best part of our team. We're the most improved part of our football team is defense. You know, we go all the way back to that golf tournament up there at the reserve, and y'all looked at me like I was crazy. When I told you that I really think at the end of the year our front seven has got a chance to be the strength of our team, and I think that's exactly what's happened. I mean, we got great players, but those guys, I mean, we're third in the nation in 3 and outs. We're one of the best in the nation in sacks and tackles for loss and third down defense and scoring defense, and I mean that we were so far from that last year. I mean, we were just trying to find ways to win one more point than the opponent. Whereas now, we can separate from people a little bit better because our defense is much more sound, and especially in a game like this, we had a couple of mistakes, but not near the issues that we had last year.
When you guys get that string of 3 and outs, force them to get 3 and out like 4 times in a row.
Yeah, it was a bunch.
Are you optimistic, very optimistic, cautiously optimistic, or?
Well, I mean, it was the start that we wanted, and we had the momentum that we needed. But listen, Paul Johnson's too good a coach. I mean, he's been doing this long enough. I mean, he's gonna find something, and they did. They did a good job. They got behind us on the wheel route, and then they cracked us and blocked us on the pitch man the one time we didn't get to him, and got us down the seam. We don't carry the seam. But it's hard, when it's run, and the next thing you know, they slip a guy down. I mean, we didn't react a couple times, and put our eyes on the right things. I just, again, it all started with the guys up front. I thought Vic Beasley, Jarrett, Deshaun, all those DJ, Crawford, Josh, all those guys up front really created problems for them. Stayed in the backfield all night. We had a bunch. I don't know how many tackles for loss, but I know we had a bunch of them. 10 tackles for loss. That's hard to do against this bunch because they know what they're doing. But I just think, that's where it started for us, and we were able to sustain it for the whole game. I knew that they would have some momentum plays, but the best part about it is when they did, our offense responded, and so they could never really just kind of get over the hump.
Was the best example y'all responded after they made it 27-17 and y'all just zoomed right down the field?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because we were frustrated there with a couple of just boneheaded mistakes, and but yeah, that was, I thought, maybe the drive of the game right there, just to see our guys respond and offensively. I mean, we've been really close the last 3 weeks. We were very close at Maryland. We did a lot of good things at Maryland, and then we probably played our best game at Virginia, and then tonight was just outstanding. I don't know, what we have, 550 yards or so, and but being able to run the football was a huge part of this game. They're 10th in the country in rushing defense coming into this game, and for us to be able to rush for about 170 was big.
I know team goals matter more than individual accomplishments, but what did you say to Taj when he set the record and came on the sidelines after?
I told him to stay focused. We'll celebrate that at the end of the game. I wasn't real happy about it, to be honest with you, because everybody was acting like the game was over, and that's great. But hey, everybody, I mean, we got to celebrate those things. But we're in the middle of a ball game. My response was, hey, we'll celebrate after the game, which we did. We had a ball, gave him a big old hug, and I'm proud of him. But I mean, dadgum. We're in a dogfight, and we're taking a pause. I was trying to just keep everybody focused and not worry about all that stuff. But what a great accomplishment for Taj. I mean, just an awesome accomplishment. He did it in 3 years. I think he broke Phillip Rivers' record. I think Phillip started for maybe 4 years. Is that right? So for him to be able to do that in 3 years is I think pretty indicative of how special he is. And he ran the ball well tonight. Really didn't make many bad decisions, and he just showed great leadership.
Coach, Chad Morris said that I asked him about why he was playing so good in the last 3 weeks. He said he felt like that Todd and the receivers have a great relationship now, whereas before there might not have been a lot of trust or a lot of, not necessarily trust, not working together. Did they do anything special? Did he get off with them or anything? And do you agree that this is?
Oh, well, I just think we're playing like we're capable of playing. I think Martavis, over the last month, has developed into the player that we need him to be and knew he could be. You know, I think Sammy's been there from day one. He's been awesome from day one. And, you know, we had a little incontinuity up front and some things like that, but we're just playing better. We're just executing better within the system. And, you know, we've for about the last 3, like I said, month, we're throwing and catching probably as good as anybody in the country. And, you know, you just keep practicing, you just keep working to get better, and that's what those guys have done. They just continue to come to work every week and practice, and you know, they're playing with a lot of confidence.
The writing had kind of been on the wall for Isaiah to start playing more, based on what we heard from you and Chad the last couple of weeks. I guess what led to him?
Well, like I've told y'all, the last couple of weeks I really kind of seeing some signs. He was earning a little more trust, his focus at practice. And, you know, I really didn't want to move Brandon Thomas to right tackle because Brandon Thomas is playing as good as anybody out there at left tackle. And last thing I want to do was move Brandon and then have to move him back. But at the same time, I really wanted to I felt like Isaiah had earned an opportunity to see what he could do based on how he had been practicing, his attention to detail, his focus, his competitiveness at practice. And so we had a little extra time, and so it gave us a chance to move him over to right and see how he would respond. He had good practice. Unfortunately, got a little banged up out there tonight on his AC joint, but you know, I'm proud of how he prepared. First of all, with the attention to details that he prepared with, he's got off the charts ability. I mean, he really does. So you know, we'll see the tape and see how he performed when he was in there. I think he did some good things, but. Yeah, it's just a situation we'll continue to evaluate. And I thought Shaq came in and did a lot of good things and played well. Shaq just continues to get better. But Battle's the only one that really hadn't had that opportunity, but he kind of earned that. So we just wanted to see how he could do over there. And you know, we'll see what the tape says and go from there.